proper preparation prevents poor performance. You've heard that quote before, right?
It's hard to say. Impressive.
Rules to live by, especially in the world of landscaping, as failing to properly prepare your planting site could result in failure.
Absolutely.
Hello to Dr. Whitney Elmore, County Extension Director and Horticulture Agent. So great to have you back.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so we are talking about planning. What do we need to do to plan that site?
Well, and you know, one of the more common mistakes, it's kind of what we're talking about, is lots of mistakes that folks make in terms of planning in their landscaping. And so when you make landscaping mistakes, you end up with landscaping failures.
There you go.
So one of the main ones is failing to prep that site appropriately. And that's going to vary based on what it is you're trying to accomplish, the types of plants like turf grass. Let's say you're coming in and putting in turf grass or resodding. There are things you need to do to prepare that site. It might be leveling, removing rocks, reworking or installing irrigation before you actually come in and plant. There's a wide variety of things that we need to do. If we're planning to plant trees and shrubs, are we preparing the holes, getting those to the right size and to the right depth? Maybe it's that we need to add amendments. Maybe especially if we're gardening with veggies and herbs, adding compost, adding organic matter is necessary before we plant. So failing to prep is a major mistake that can lead to failure.
You know what else you need to do is have the end in mind. In other words, we see these smaller plants right here, they're going to look quite different a year from now.
And that's another big mistake, is failing to take into account the mature height and width of plants, and they change over time. You know, if we've got annual plants that are there for 1 year, maybe 2 years, they're going to stay on the smaller side, and we expect those to go, right? But if we've got trees, shrubs, we need to take into account, are we planting under the eaves of a house, under power lines? You know, is it going to be a structural issue?
We've got some reinforcements here of your rules, and
so
you can see.
You know, there's a perfect tree there, that holly that was planted right up against that house. And so that can even be a danger, you know. People can't see, and that can invite, you know, robbers or something like that in. So there's a lot of that type of preparation that we need to take into consideration. Another issue is thinking about theme.
Yes, love that. A theme. You want it to look like it goes together, like it's cohesive, like it was thought out.
Absolutely. And listen, I'm all for folks making their landscaping their own little oasis, and whatever they want it to look like is fine. If it's an enjoyable spot for them, fantastic. But a lot of times we do need a theme to kind of bring everything together.
It's not just throw everything in the kitchen sink
not necessarily. Not necessarily, because that can lead to a lot of failures in the landscape, you know, down the road. But even just a color theme. So this is for my sister. She loves purple. So it might be that you go out and you look for maybe just annuals that are purples, you know, and you've got kind of a theme. You may even want to break it up with something completely different, you know, reds and yellows, and have a mixture of things. We need to be thinking in terms of themes with color. Maybe it's that we want to have a garden, kitchen garden, you know, and edible landscaping, or maybe it's that we want to have kind of a cottage theme.
So I'm almost thinking of this, you've got sort of the visual theme in terms of its colors or cottage theme, but then also a theme in terms of what types of plants it's producing. You just want to see something that's sort of well thought out for aesthetics or utility.
Absolutely, and the utility is a big part of it. I'm glad you brought that up. What do we need from these plants? What purpose do they serve? Because that can dictate sometimes whether it's going to be the right plant for us or not.
That makes sense. Well, you know, if you see Dr. Whitney Elmore out and about, be sure to say hi. You love it, right? Because she's a regular part of the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we love that you are. So we want to share more with our viewers. You see the information on the screen where you can find out more. And we love these ideas, and I'm just waiting for you to come over to my house and help me, because I need desperate help. And I have kids that are green thumb. They want to be green thumbs. They aspire to be. They do not get it from me genetically.
Get with the kids. Get them involved.
They love it. It's fun to see. Thank you so much.
Thank you.